On paper, the off-season looks like the perfect time for weight loss and getting leaner. Training volume drops, intensity comes down, and you're not juggling race prep and pressure. The truth is, off-season can be the perfect time to lose weight, but only if you avoid some big mistakes. These are the mistakes that I've seen triathletes make time and time again while working as a registered sports nutritionist over the last 6 years with both amateur and pro triathletes. In this video, I'll break down the 5 rules you need to know before you even think about dropping those kilos. The last one might surprise you too, because I'm going to say something that you might not agree with. The first rule is simple. It's not about body weight, it's about body composition. Think of losing weight like upgrading your bike. If you strip weight by taking off the chain and the gears, sure, it's lighter, but it's not particularly helpful. What you actually want is a lighter frame that still has the components intact. And that's the difference between just losing weight and actually improving body composition. Dropping numbers on the scale means nothing if a big proportion of that is muscle. The goal is to reduce fat while maintaining or even building lean muscle. That's where strength training and protein come in. Strength sessions in the off-season are gold dust for triathletes, and pairing them with enough protein helps protect your muscle tissue as you lose weight. As a guide, aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight every day, and spread that across your meals. Combine that with 2 or 3 gym sessions a week, and you're setting yourself up in a good position to lose fat mass and maintain or increase lean mass. Too many triathletes drop their calories dramatically, thinking that faster weight loss means faster results. And in some ways, this is completely true. In the short term, you will lose weight quicker because you'll be in an aggressive calorie deficit. There are 2 big issues with this. Firstly, is that it sucks completely. Even without exercising, big calorie deficits just make you feel miserable. It'll feel restrictive, like you aren't eating anywhere near enough, and I can promise you that you won't be able to maintain it for long. So while you might have some results that look brilliant on paper, you won't be able to keep this up in a consistent, sustainable way. The second problem is the risk associated with big deficits and something called relative energy deficiency in sport, or RED-S. The greater the deficit, the bigger the risk of running into consequences of RED-S, like lower immune function, increased risk of stress fractures, and hormonal imbalance. I'd recommend a calorie deficit of between 300 to 500 calories per day, depending on your training volume and what sort of intensity you're doing. Now, this might feel slow, but it'll keep you training well and feeling like you aren't just having a tiny morsel of food every day. And it's also worth knowing that the quicker you lose weight, the more muscle you'll lose. So we go back to point number 1. One of the things that triathletes rarely talk about is that the off-season isn't just physical recovery, it's mental recovery too. It's the time that you get to breathe, to train with less pressure, or perhaps to do something that isn't just train for a triathlon. Yeah, madness, I know. If you make weight loss the central focus, you risk turning what should be a recharge period into another source of stress. And the triathletes who start the season burned out mentally almost never perform well in the long run. So instead of chasing a rigid diet from the start, set 1 or 2 simple nutrition habits to aim for. That might mean adding a protein source to every meal, or having a recovery snack after your hard training sessions. These small wins keep you moving forward without draining your motivation before the season even starts. This is something that I work extensively on with the triathletes inside the Hub, my triathlon nutrition community. Through weekly coaching calls and the community forum, I help our members develop good habits and improve their approach to food, helping me create sustainable weight loss plans for them during the off-season. If something isn't quite working, we can tweak it and we can stop problems before they go any further and completely derail their progress. If you'd like my support, as well as from a group of triathletes who are in the same boat as you, I'd love for you to join the Hub and get started with this. I'll make sure that you're doing it safely and have accountability along the way. Link is in the description and comment section of this video if you'd like to join us. Most triathletes have a training plan, whether they've created it themselves or they have a coach. And most triathletes, even if they want to hit all of their training sessions, know that that's a bit unrealistic. They'll miss some, whether that's through illness, fatigue, life, and whatever else comes their way. But they know that a couple of missed training sessions doesn't truly determine their fitness or progression, but instead how their training goes over something like a 3-month block. The crazy thing I see is that most triathletes don't apply this same logic to nutrition. They have this all or nothing mentality, and if things aren't going perfectly to plan, then they throw in the towel and they say, nah, bugger it, I'm done. I'm off for a burger, see ya. But let's be realistic. The off-season usually lines up with winter and the holidays. Social events, family meals, festive foods, all this means it's not the easiest time to stick to a deficit. But that doesn't mean you can't make progress. The key is planning and a good mindset. Let the holidays be holidays. Enjoy those meals, don't stress about perfection, and then keep the rest of your week consistent. That way you're building a sustainable approach you can actually stick to, rather than trying to be absolutely perfect for a few weeks, because that rarely ends well. This is perhaps the most important part of all this. The off-season doesn't have to be about weight loss. Firstly, is it even right for you? As a broad generalization, if your BMI is over 23, then sure, you might benefit from improving your body composition a bit, whether that's for performance or health reasons. But the closer it is to 23 or under, the benefits diminish and the risks increase. Instead, off-season could be about building strength in the gym, experimenting with new recipes, or prioritizing sleep and de-stressing from work. Sometimes the smartest play isn't to get lighter at all, but to focus on something else. So before you commit to losing weight, ask yourself, what will actually make me a better triathlete next year? If it really is losing weight, then I'd love to help you in the hub. So do remember to check out the link in the comments and description of this video. And if you're interested in learning about some of the sneaky signs that tell you that you might be underfueling your training, then you should check out this video here to spot them before it's too late.